Hello, all you cool cats and kittens. I've wanted to say that all month. Some of you will get that quote, and some of you won't, and that's fine. You can be a cool cat and kitten as well. Thank you for joining me here. This is my last day doing 5 minutes of good in April, and my husband and I would like to thank you for joining us, as the Queen would say, and I've always wanted to say that as well. So, yeah, thanks for joining us on this journey. As I said at the start, this was just a bit of a spiritual discipline for me. This was about me making sure that I got dressed and maybe put on a bit of makeup. My hair is still just like not really done, but just in a top knot. But just for me as a motivation, and I have found it really fruitful throughout the month. I want to just quickly talk about one more thing before we wrap it up for the month. So what I wanted to talk about tonight was, I've seen around, I don't know if many of you have seen this, it's not really a meme, but it's like a couple of quotes of people on social media talking about, okay, so previously before COVID-19, you might have seen people put stuff up online and kind of like rolled your eyes or made a bit of a snarky remark, or, you know, been a bit of a negative potato. But now in this time, let's just embrace that. This is, well, I don't actually have the actual quotes, but I've seen it around. Let's just embrace that. Let's just encourage people. They're doing the best they can. They're, you know, like let's just be champions for people during this time, and maybe even after this time too. Let's just change our mindset, because people are just doing whatever they can to get through this time, and some of that might be like a creative endeavor and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure. And look, I get to listen to Renee every single night when she prepares this. And sometimes I hear Renee being quite sick just before she does it. Sometimes she's sick after she does it. But every time I see Renee push through to do it, I'm just reminded, like, it is something that I would find so intimidating to put yourself out there, particularly online and all the different social medias. And I think that that's been something that I've been encouraged by and challenged by as well. And I think, like what Renee's talking about with the quote, you know, when you see people online, it's so easy to bring people down. In fact, it's kind of one of the Australian weaknesses of our national personalities. We do like to bring people down.
Tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah, that type of stuff. And when Renee and I were talking about this, I was reminded of in the Gospel of John in chapter 5, Jesus heals the man at the pool. And the religious leaders go up to him and they challenge him about, you know, healing on a Sabbath and that type of stuff. But ultimately, what they want to do is they want to tear him down. They want to take something good that he was doing for someone with others and tear him down. And Jesus ultimately says, "I don't get my rewards from you, and I don't look for affirmation in you. I look for that in God." And I find that really encouraging, because what I hear from that and what I've been picking up from Renee is that it's really important to see ourselves the way that God sees us. And when we can learn to do that, it makes it a heck of a lot easier to be able to see someone else the way God sees them. And until we're able to do those two things, it's really hard to truly be free as a person. And I just want to just share how encouraged I was through this journey, listening to Renee, seeing people engage in this, and I just hope that others can be bold themselves.
That's right. So we want to champion the good in you. We hope that you can be the good in the world, instead of maybe being a bit of a tall poppy, Debbie Downer, whatever the other words you want to use for it. And that's a challenge for me as well. That's a very easy place to go to the cynicism place, to the place of, well, why do they think they're doing that or whatnot? So we want to challenge you guys to be the good in your world as well. And you might have noticed that I finish each night with saying you are good, you are loving, you are kind. And that comes from something that my dad would say to us when he would drop us off to school or wherever when mostly me and my older sister were younger kids. And he would say, be good, be loving, be kind. And we know in 2020 the power of the growth mindset and the positivity and speaking words and truth over our children, and speaking that they are these positive things as opposed to they are these negative things. They are bad or they are stupid or whatever the case may be. So I want to just speak those words over you tonight. And for the rest of this really unique time that we find ourselves in, I want you to remember, even if you don't feel like it, that you are good, you are loving, and you are kind. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon sometime.